I was on a popular forum this morning, and I was reading some things that people have posted on there about the term bushcraft versus woodscraft. My channel, of course, is called Eclectic Bushcraft, Woodscraft. I use the term bushcraft because it gets so many different things involved in doing searches as far as for people to find my channel, but I prefer the term woodscraft. The reason I prefer the term woodscraft is I think it's more popular to the United States. Woodcraft, woodscraft, fieldcraft, things like that, that's more common in the United States area. Now I know up in Alaska they call the outback up there, or whatever you want to call it, they do call it the Alaskan bush. But as far as, in the United States, for the most part, we go to the woods to practice doing our skills, no matter where it be cooking, fire making, shelter building, or just general relaxation. Bushcraft's a pretty popular term when you get into like the UK, Australia, New Zealand, even Canada and South Africa. But woodscraft is what we do here in the United States. I was going to read you some quotes today from some of the things that I read on the site this morning. Here's one that says, bushcraft is also a term that until recently was unique to the British Commonwealth and was seldom heard here. The skills and ethics have always been here, but the term is new, and to most, the term is a bit out of place. Camping, hunting, crafting, those make sense. It's all in semantics, but even to many outdoorsy people, the term has a kind of exotic overtone. Honestly, I've been at it long enough that I seldom use the term anyway, since it's not one that I've ever really used. And that's just one quote. Now here's another quote that I'll read you, and this one is, the majority of the time I say bushcraft and get a huh, I follow up with a simple primitive woodscraft, which the majority of the time gets a pretty positive response. And here's another quote. It says, I don't tell people I'm into bushcraft because nobody knows what that is. I tell them hunting, fishing, hiking, camping, etc. You can include primitive skills or what have you if you wanted as well. In the same, frankly, I never heard of bushcraft up until the last few years when the term became popular on the internet, outdoor sites, and of course on TV. I've always said I enjoy camping or hunting or fishing or hiking. So, there's a couple of quotes right there, but, there's a lot of people that, they ask you what you do. A lot of guys say, well, it's like Boy Scouts for grown-ups, which in a lot of ways it is. But, really it does come right down to camping and hunting and, doing things outdoors, but you're always in the woods, and that's why I refer to it as woodscraft. Now here's another quote I'll read you, and it says, a lot of it for me is how I attempt to describe bushcraft. The word itself brings about immediate misunderstanding for most people who are not outdoor inclined. So I usually don't throw around bushcraft too much unless I'm with a group of like-minded people. Typically I start out by explaining to the novices my hobby as extreme camping and then go from there. Most everybody knows what camping is, so once that is being discussed, I take it a step further and bring up things like making fire without matches or lighters, plant identification, orienteering, and blind excursions into the forest, or for an off-trail hike and camp session. Soon people understand and they inquire more about my hobby. I tell them more, if not, no loss. But that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of people that just don't quite understand the term bushcraft, but if you explain it better in the sort of sense of woodscraft, I think it definitely is a little more appropriate to what we do here in the United States. And that's not to knock the term bushcraft because, you can call it whatever you want, but that's why I have chosen my channel name and included that in there. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I'll be back soon.